As you pursue your real estate investing education, you've no doubt encountered the acronym BRRRR. No, it's not a meme or a joke that was made up by real estate agents or investors. BRRRR is actually a term that stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Through the BRRRR method, you'll buy homes quickly, add value through rehab, build cash flow by renting, and then refinance into a better financial position. And then you do the whole thing all over again. Well, in this video, we'll tell you everything you need to know about the BRRRR investment strategy, how it works, what are the advantages, and what you should be looking out for. In return, take a few seconds and subscribe to the channel. We post videos every week about the ins and outs of real estate investing and owning rental properties, so don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Over time, you'll build a real estate portfolio that's the envy of your fellow investors. Although it's a tried and true real estate method to build wealth, understanding the pros and cons of this strategy can help investors determine if it's the right avenue to pursue. Now, what exactly is the BRRRR method? The BRRRR method is a 5-step real estate investment strategy. The method involves using cash or short-term financing to purchase a fixer-upper property and rehabbing it by making any necessary improvements to bring it up to code and increase its value. Once it's ready for tenants, the investors will rent it out and eventually refinance it to recoup their investment before repeating the process with another property. The BRRRR strategy aims to enable new or seasoned real estate investors to build a property portfolio that can provide long-term passive income without needing a significant amount of upfront capital. So this is how the BRRRR method works. With the BRRRR method, investors use cash or a short-term loan to buy and improve a property, refinance it, and then recycle that money for the next property. Here's a breakdown of the process. Number 1 is buy the property. The investor acquires the ideal property. The first step in the BRRRR method is finding a good real estate deal under fair market value. The goal is to buy a distressed property under fair market value. Finding a good deal is crucial in this strategy. Look for the valuation of a property or asset based on current housing market conditions, which investors can rehab with a reasonable investment to increase its value. Now, the first R in the strategy is number 2, which is rehab. The investor rehabs the property. Once the property is acquired, investors fund the necessary improvements to make the BRRRR property rentable. Basically, fix it up so it's ready to be rented out to new tenants. The more time spent rehabbing the property, the less money the investor will make in rental income. So it is important to keep rehab costs limited to improvements that will have a significant return on investment. The goal is to hold on to the rental property for as long as possible to build equity rather than flip the house and sell it as quickly as possible. Number 3 will be to rent the property. Most banks won't refinance an unoccupied investment property, so investors will need to find reliable tenants as soon as possible to start building a cash flow. Rental income can pay the mortgage and build equity as the property goes through a year-long seasoning period, the amount of time that has gone by since the initial financing. This is what most banks require before refinancing, and banks consider mortgages under a year old unseasoned because not enough time has passed to determine whether the borrower is reliable, making refinancing a bigger risk for lenders. Now, number 4 is the refinance process. The investor refinances the property. After renting the rehabbed property and allowing the loan to become seasoned, investors can apply for refinancing with the mortgage lender at its after repair value, or ARV, which is the property's estimated market value after undergoing specific repairs and renovations. This is what allows them to make their money back when it's all said and done. And the bank will usually offer one of 2 types of refinancing. First, a cash-out refinance, or second, to pay back the outstanding debt. Cash-out refinancing refers to when a borrower takes out a new loan worth more than they owe on the current mortgage so that they can use the overage for home improvements, one-off purchases, or investments. If given a choice, the cash-out method is more desirable for this investment strategy as it will give investors the capital to invest in a new property. Now, the last R in this strategy is going to be number 5, which is repeat. The investor uses the cash out to buy more property. The final step in the BRRRR method is for investors to repeat this cycle by purchasing another property with the cash they recouped from refinancing. This investment strategy enables investors to grow their real estate portfolio by recycling their capital rather than repeatedly saving up large amounts of money to make new investments. So now that you know the process so far, tell us in the comments, how do you feel about the Brrrr method? We'd love to get your opinions on this investment strategy. Now you need to also understand, what are the advantages of the Brrrr method? The Brrrr method has some advantages over other real estate investment strategies such as flipping houses. Number one is going to be less cash. It may require less upfront capital. When done correctly, Brrrr investing makes it possible to get in the real estate game without significant amounts of upfront capital. For the Brrrr strategy, investors will mainly need enough money for a down payment and potentially closing costs if the approved loan is too low. Number two is passive income. The desired outcome is a portfolio of long-term investment properties that can provide a passive income stream through rent from your tenants. Passive income refers to any earning stream derived from investments, royalties, rental properties, or stakes that do not require daily active involvement from the earner. Number three is build equity. As homeowners make payments towards their mortgage, they begin to build equity, which is raising the market value, making it a valuable asset that can serve as leverage when applying for loans or lower mortgage costs. Using the Brrrr strategy, investors have the potential to build equity during the rehab process. Number four is save on refinancing. Investors may recoup their initial investment after refinancing. Refinancing at the after repair value rather than the original mortgage amount presents investors with the opportunity to recoup their initial investments. So what about the potential disadvantages of the Brrrr method? There are some important drawbacks to take into account before diving into the Brrrr method. Number one is costly renovations. Renovation projects can be expensive, labor-intensive, and time-consuming. Whether investors choose to renovate the Brrrr property themselves or hire contractors, they should prepare for the unexpected, just like bad plumbing, hidden mold, or structural issues. This is something you have to take into account. Number two is appraisal price. Banks will refinance the property based on the appraisal value, which its licensed home appraiser determines. Thus, investors run the risk that the appraised value will be lower than their estimation. Number three is holding time. The refinancing bank will likely require investors to wait up to 12 months before refinancing due to the bank's required seasoning period. Thus, investors will have to wait a year or longer to access equity to finance their next property. Number four is finding good tenants. One of the most important aspects of the Brrrr strategy is renting the property to use the tenant's rent to pay the mortgage and basically build equity along with that. Finding good tenants that meet specific income and credit requirements may take a while, which means investors will have to pay the mortgage with their own money. Now here's just a quick note on real estate investment. All investments in real estate, including the Brrrr method, come with inherent risk, which may involve the depreciation of assets, financial losses, or legal ramifications. But if you approach this investment strategy with the property mindset and commitment that is necessary, it can completely benefit your journey towards financial freedom through real estate. You should always consult a licensed real estate agent or financial professional before making any legal or financial commitments. We hope you found this video valuable. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on our latest videos about real estate. And until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.